Okay, it's enough light. My nose is shining today. Good evening, everyone. This time change has me all off today, but you do get an hour of sleep or extra hour or something. So, good evening. I'm Katrina, everyone. This is going to be a really short Zoom call. I'm just going to go over a couple of things. One of the biggest thing is I'm going to go over tonight is how the plug, the roof, the ladder, and the gate. I always say them backwards, but it's all came apart. So as you know, the ladder is our 100 tier, the gate is our 300 tier, and our the roof is our 500 residual tier. So I'm going to give you a little backstory of how the plug came to be the plug. Also, just answer a couple of questions that have been in my inbox about the state of our program, and just go over a couple few things. So the first thing is I'm going to share my screen. I want to show you guys something. Hold on. So this right here, it states, how long does money stay in various communities? Guys, our money only stays in our community for 6 hours compared to other communities, the white, Jewish, or Asian. But you also can see that everything that is done is also geared marketing, clothing, shoes. I mean, we have so much buying power, but we still have yet to come together enough to really make a big change, because for the amount of money the Black community spends in these other three, white, Jewish, and Asian communities, we don't reinvest back into ourselves. So in saying that, that was one of the main reasons, once I got back into another susu, I was like, okay, I'm gonna, branch off and start my own. And so the back end story behind it, I just moved back to Atlanta from Fargo, North Dakota. And that I'm sorry guys, Telegram is also going on. I just moved back to Atlanta from Fargo, North Dakota. In Fargo, North Dakota, me and my ex started a trucking company. And while I was there, I wanted to join a susu with one of the two nurse sisters, but it was a family, or you had to be, I think they were Indian. You have to be of that culture in order to get into their susu. Now, their susu, their buy-in was $5,000, So 8 people gave in, it was still like the traditional one kind of, but it was still like an 8-to-1, and it always rotated. And I was like, wow, just to see what they were doing, in Fargo, North Dakota, they had car lots, they had opened up a strip mall. All the family had, their own houses, land. A couple of them had, trucks. Like I had a trucking company, so we moved propane and gas and water. So I was like, wow. And I was like, I know it works, because I also, when I lived in Atlanta before for 14 years, I started my entertainment company with the money I received from a susu and my rent for the month to throw my first party. Fast forward to today. So when I got an opportunity to join a susu here in Atlanta, I waited till it was my turn to get gifted, and I bought my whole flower out. So that we're actually new. So I bought Philippe and one other person in under me. And then once it branched off, I think we had maybe 4 more people. So when we did kind of reorganize, I still paid into the susu I originally broke off with until, they replaced the members that went with me. Which that was at the time it was the power plant, but now it's the roof. So here we are today. and my vision is still the same. I took what I didn't like about the other Susu and I wanted to incorporate it in mine. One, there was no one you can call if you had a question, i.e. the cell phone. Their Q&A rooms were closed, so you couldn't inbox an admin unless they asked you a question. Didn't like that either. So I made sure those elements were inside of the plug. The name The Plug came from a company, my company, The Plug, because I am the plug. When you own an entertainment company and you do, tours and parties and different things, the right side of that, of me owning that with my two business partners, was that I was able to meet a lot of people, radio personalities, celebrities, whatever. So when, I came back, it's almost like I was able to plug back in, reach out, phone call. So in saying that, so when I started, I'm like, dang, I know enough, there's Nakia, she owns a tax company and she does printing. I know Miss Short, she's in here, she does finances, insurance. I have Jerry, she's one of the admin, she does, she bakes. I spoke with one gentleman, I can't remember his name, he has a home health care agency. That's why I also have one of those here in Atlanta too, but I started that just so that I didn't have to deal with the agency. I just had my own and I was able to, do my own contracts. We have people in our community with all different types of businesses and things. And I'm like, wow, we can plug into each other because this community can feed and eat off of each other. So, we have musicians here. Guess what? They could be promoting their music. You got to think at one, in our old rooms, we had over 2,000 people that, you uploaded your music or promoted something you were doing, it's there for the community to see. And that was my ultimately vision for this. Not only can we make residual money income, but we can also promote what we're doing and plug into each other, because sometimes the best business partners and ideas come when you can see other people doing things. Like, for instance, I'm a bartender. I can make my own alcohol. Like I'm kind of free spirited. So if it's something I kind of want to do, I'll try it. But I bartended for 20 years. I taught a lot of my girlfriends how to bartend. And that's what my my alcohol is called Uwi. So my original vision for this, and which it still is, that we use this as an opportunity to keep our dollars within our community. There's groups out here that have bought blocks, got into real estate, but they had to do it together as one. We have had a lot of changes in our community, but the goal is still the same: to keep our Black dollars in our communities, to support each other. Unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago when we were, closing our boards, which we hadn't closed in a couple of weeks, maybe I think September 12th or something, we hadn't closed boards. We had members, former admins, upset for whatever reason, to come in, wreak havoc in the midst of us closing. When we do things like that, it just doesn't, they're thinking, oh, well, we're going to get at Katrina. Katrina is not the only one who's invested in this community. We have all sown our seed in this community. So when we have community members doing things like that, it hurts all of us. It just doesn't hurt me. It hurts all of us financially. Because we have multiple people just looking at, I invited people just to see what we were doing. And guess what they saw? Former admins, cursing in the midst of us closing boards. Another admin reposting the same thing 40, 50 times. Then turn around, for days after in in the Q&A with their friends and their family, just, picking at the sore, right? Because it does heal. A sore, it heals, right? So I'm going to let you know, every last one of you guys that came into that Q&A, that came into the admin's inbox with the disrespect, with the cursing, you're done. We don't need that in our community. Our money only stays in our community for 6 hours. 6 hours, right? We don't need it. I wish you guys the best in all that you do, but you won't be a part of this community because we have too many community members that have sown their seed, and community members that have sown their seeds that are still rocking with us, they're still positive. Just know you can sow your seed, but you can't leave it to grow on its own. You have to water it. You have to feed it. You have to put energy into it. So in saying that, today is November 1st, 2020. Think twice about what you put in our Q&A, because it does really, I can't even explain to you guys. I wish I could, some of the private conversations I had with some of the members, well, potential members, and about what they seen with our community as the negativity. They see the vision, but when you have 4 or 5 people outshine the vision, trying to purposely sabotage this community based off of selfish reasons. It's selfish because the same ones who came into the night that we were gifting, they're also invested in the community. The same ones who put, oh, I don't know what's going on, but then I go back, I've had personal conversations with this community member, put it in the Q&A. I don't know what's going on. Where you guys at? What are y'all doing now? Blatant not being honest. We keep track of, we know who inboxes, we know what we answer to. So the questions are being answered. And do understand, we're not on you guys' time. When we're doing this, like right now, it's Sunday, I want to be watching football, but I'm here because I believe in this system. I believe in what I started. My vision for this community is still the same. Yes, there's going to be changes, but as long as the changes are going into the positive, I'm all with change. But we're not going to allow a select few to come into our community that have been in our community, most of them from day one, put the negativity in our Q&As, in our inboxes, because truth be told, I have spoke with people, get very upset with me because I'm not telling them what they want to hear, but best believe I'm telling you the truth. If I say, when I'm going to get gifted, okay, we need more people. I can't guarantee you a date because 1, it's illegal. 2, this is an investment. But then I'll have a conversation with that person, and then they'll automatically go into the Q&A. Oh, they haven't talked to me, or they haven't done such and such. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm asking Kristen, you talked to her? Yeah, I talked to her too. We're not doing that anymore. We're not. Spots will be going up for sale once we start gifting again. And that will just be a testament to what I'm saying. We have to come positive, not with this negative. Every time something goes wrong, we made a mistake, and you would have thought that we did the worst thing ever, and automatically admitted to it. We're human. We do all this stuff by hand. I inherited this $100 for it. Thank you to the admins. Thank you, Felicia. Again, because I reached out, and then I had a young lady come in my inbox, which her positions will be sold to, because again, you curse at me, yeah, I'm blocking you. Who wants to be cursed at? No one. But thank you, Felicia and the admin team, NDC, for all that you did. I wish everybody nothing but the best. But moving forward, there will be no tolerance. There's no tolerance for the negativity in our group. We rather tear each other down to find ways to fix the problem. And our problem is we don't have enough people. We have more people saying, well, I'll bring more people in. I'll invite when I get gifted. But the thing is, for like 3 months straight, we gifted every week consistently. And we consistently said, have a watch party, send out links, right? It didn't happen. We started off, we didn't have to bring 2. We started to slow down. Fully came up with the solution. Whether I agree with it or not, this is where we're at. This is where we're at, guys. And as long as the negativity continues, we're going to continue to struggle. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, okay. We're going to continue. So I came up here tonight just, for you guys to get to know me a little bit. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York. I'm a military brat. My dad did 26 years in the military. I have a big military family. I played basketball in college and overseas. I am, my mom says I'm a gypsy because I'll try anything almost when it comes to business. I have invested in myself. I did the corporate ladder. I was district general manager for the airport here in Atlanta for a while. And I just didn't like the fact that one day I was like a branch manager for Equifax, which was the bankruptcy division. And I went into work along with everyone else, and the doors was closed. And from that day, I was like, I didn't want another job to determine how I was going to get my bills paid. So I have always betted on myself. So when I started this, I was like, oh my gosh, here's an opportunity, not just, for me. I get it. I take chances. A lot of people don't take those type of chances, but if, we can replace that income or use that income to pay off student loans or start that business we always wanted to start, start up a college fund or putting your children in and starting a savings plan because, technically, most of us don't have enough money put aside to last us 30 days. And they're saying you need 6 months worth of bills, money saved to pay bills in case anything happened. I didn't get there until I hit like 30, maybe 34, 35, because I made a lot of mistakes. But I kept betting on myself. It's like, my investment into this Susu, I bet on myself. And me betting on myself, I feel like I invested in something that I believe in a community that I believe in, an opportunity that is there for all of us. But the only way this works is if we work it. The ones who say, oh, I'll invite someone, but when I get gifted, but when I'm going to get gifted. Yeah. We're list-based. I can't gift you no faster than our list grows. How do we get our list to grow? It's not by coming in the Q&A with the negativity or pointing fingers, because, one thing I learned about that being a manager, when my employees will come to me telling on or pointing fingers, that same finger you're pointing, it's 3 of them pointing back at you. And I asked myself this question, Katrina, are you doing everything that you can to support this community to grow? Yes, I am. I am. And I say, you guys ask yourself that question. Before you put something in that Q&A, how would this be perceived? Is this something I should DM direct to the admins, or is something I should look for before I put it in, or maybe text it out and see how it reads. No, and we have had comments, well, how is it negative? People know when they're being condescending. Negative is when you come in and be like, well, I've been here since July and haven't been gifted. Okay. But we also been saying since we started, we're list-based growth. We can't gift no faster than our list grows. Or when you come in and saying negative things about other community members. No more, guys. Let's uplift each other. Let's water our seeds, because we have all sown a seed. And if you leave your seed, your plant, it doesn't grow if you don't water it, put it in the sun. Some people talk to their plants, but you have to breathe life into your plants. The same way you have to breathe life into your investments. And this is an investment. But if we continue to go down the road, every time a mistake is made, it goes automatic negative. And it consumes these susus. It's one of the hardest things in our, I have spoken to several different susus, admins that have started or in a position where I am, and our admin team is like, what do we do next? And everyone comes back to the same thing. It's not what do we do, it's what do we all do next. So if you guys are waiting for this miracle to happen without putting in work, it's not going to happen. We have to put the work in. We have to stay positive. We have to share this with our friends and families. And also, when you do share this, please be honest with your friends and families. Because even especially in, more so, a couple of people here I've spoken to, DC, Maryland, Virginia. I'm like, yo, did y'all not watch any Zoom calls? We have always stated, we're growth based. But when you're pitching this or talking to your friends and families, and you say, oh, they're gifting like this, and they're gifting, you can get your money back, and you can get your, like, it's not realistic. It's not the truth. I would suggest, if you want to, I guess I say, if you're having trouble promoting this or talking about this, get a group of your friends and family together. Let's have a private Zoom meeting, 5 or more. Hit me up. One of the admin, Crystal, she's doing the voiceover for our PowerPoint presentation. Play that, for them. Let them read some of the education. It's just, like I'm almost a loss for words, guys, because I believe in this so much. That's why I'm still here. I haven't went anywhere. The admin, the Atlanta team, we're still here. Felicia from the DC team, she has been a great help to us. I thank you. But we have to work this. We have to stay positive. And I was asked, what is my vision for this group? When I started this group and when we branched off, my vision is still the same. To keep our Black dollars in our community. To invest in one another. To get educated on finances. Start your trust, your LLCs. Fix that roof on your house that you've been wanting to fix. Save that money for your child's first car or college tuition. My vision for this group will remain the same. A community that's becoming family and friends. And we all know within our own families, there's always things that go on. But how do we get past it? We won't get past it being negative. We won't get past it in doubt. But we will get past it together. And as we change and we, maneuver to continue to grow this economy, because it is an economy within itself. Each economy is an economy. And there's a couple of videos, I believe they're still up in the old room, that, Philippe spoke on. My vision for this group is success for each one of us. How do we get there? We get there together as a team, moving as one. I'm sorry, somebody just tried to come into Zoom. Because again, normally I'll have my admins on the Zoom with me, but I did this personally because, like I said, when I started this with a pure heart. I started knowing that, I was going to be here regardless of however it went, because I believed in it. I believe in it. That's why I'm still here. We will put together a vision statement. If anyone has any ideas, put it in my inbox. If anyone has any ideas on, different ways to move the community, I have looked at different systems. A couple of people sent me, and still looking to go automated. Just a couple of reminders. We will not be having any live Zoom calls probably for the next couple of weeks, as we put together our education on how to read the boards. I think that's one of the biggest things that we need. So Jerry will be doing the 100 boards. Sharon will be doing the 300, and I will be doing the 500 boards. Just so people, the community members can have an understanding of how the boards work. Like again, Thanksgiving and different things are coming up. Anyone have any ideas? Like, here we have a lot of families right now sleeping in parking lots and tents. A food drive, a coat drive, a tent drive. Any ideas? Let us know. Put them in the Q&A. If you have a business, promote it. I'm going to start myself. I'm going to put my business cards and some pictures up in the Q&A of some of the things that I do outside of here. Let's promote positivity. And for some of the people who have been gifted, let us know what you did. Like, I know one of the girls got gifted and she did a photo shoot with the money for her business. Let's see your photo shoot. I have been gifted twice. I have invested back into the community. But outside of that, let's promote ourselves. Put your business cards up. Put pictures if you have a plant business or a floral shop, or if you do, cakes or different things. If you're an investment person or whatever, promote your business what's inside our community. That's how you spread positive. That's what this community is for. The plug. We're going to plug into each other. So again, you guys have a good evening. Nothing but success and love. Let's stay positive. And on the end note, we are gonna, once we get moving again, there will be positions for sale. Because as you know, we will no longer tolerate the negativity in our community. We're not going to let a selective few try to sabotage our community with the negativity. So, you guys have a good evening.